Now, oftentimes in this program, we ask the question, can you afford for more? But today, as the vetting of the president continues in the real Obama, we're going to analyze the implications of an Obama second term. In other words, what would the consequences be if this president's reelected? Well, the Santorum campaign, they're also asking that question. Watch this.
Imagine a small American town 2 years from now if Obama is reelected. Small businesses are struggling, and families are worried about their jobs and their future. The wait to see a doctor is ever increasing. Gas prices through the roof, and their freedom of religion under attack. And every day, the residents of this town must come to grips with the harsh reality that a rogue nation and sworn American enemy has become a nuclear threat. Welcome to a place where one president's failed policies really hit home. Welcome to Obamaville.
Here was reaction to that ominous warning from the Santorum campaign, and to analyze exactly what Americans can expect if the president wins a second term, former Clinton advisor Dick Morris. Dick, you've seen a lot of campaign ads over the years. What do you think?
Oh, it's a great ad. It reminds me of one I did for Bill Clinton in '92, because Bush had begun to move ahead at the very end, and we had a newspaper blowing across a factory floor, and we said, guy was saying, I didn't vote for Clinton. I was afraid of him. I voted for Bush, and now nothing has changed. It's a very, very effective technique, and that's a very effective ad. But the problem is it way understates what's going to happen if Obama gets reelected. Shall I elaborate?
Yeah, well, I'm listening, Dick.
Okay. First of all, I believe that he'll proceed to a single-payer system on health care. I think Obamacare was just an intermediate step in his mind. And if he's reelected, particularly if he has a Democratic Congress, he will eliminate the private health insurance industry. And all insurance will be from the government, and it'll all be according to one plan. Secondly, I think that he will completely reverse the initiatives of the Bush 43 administration in opening up vast new forms of oil drilling in the U.S. And will eliminate this incredible opportunity we have to dominate the global oil markets and put the terrorists out of business. But thirdly, I think that his big focus will be to make the United States a vassal state to a globalist entity. I think that the G20 and the IMF will acquire sovereignty over our economy. I think that he will sign the International Criminal Court Treaty that would oblige the United States to get UN approval, which is to say Russian and Chinese approval before going to war. I think he'll sign, I write about all this in my book coming up in 2 months called Screwed. I think he'll sign the Rights of the Child Treaty, which would create a legal basis for suing to increase foreign aid to poor countries. I think that he'll
very subtle title,
the
Dick.
Gun Control Treaty.
No.
What?
That's a very subtle title.
I think that he'll sign the global ban on small arms, backdoor arms control in the United States. I think he'll sign away our royalties of offshore oil drilling by going along with the Law of the Sea Treaty. I think that he'll ban U.S. weapons in outer space.
Let me ask you this.
Which will eliminate an anti-missile capability. A fiasco.
Yeah, we're
really,
going to get into the next segment. We have Newt Gingrich is coming up, and we're going to get into the issue involving, his comments off mic. Didn't know he was picked up when he was with the Russian president. Let me, because we're vetting the president here in this segment, and we know what his first 4 years have been like, and you're predicting what he'll do in the next 4 years. He has changed his mind in the past, but he doesn't change his mind to triangulate the very advice you gave Bill Clinton. There's a distinction there. I'll give you one example. Him versus Hillary on the issue, now that the Supreme Court is hearing arguments on the health care bill, on the individual mandate issue. Watch this.
It's a plan that asks everyone to take responsibility for meeting this challenge. Everybody, including employers and individuals.
If a mandate was the solution, we could try that to solve homelessness by mandating everybody buy a house.
A system where every American bears responsibility for owning health insurance.
What are you going to do about it? Are you going to fine them? Are you going to garnish their wages?
But you don't have an individual mandate, then what would everybody do?
If the government does not force taxpayers to buy health care, that we will penalize them in some fashion. I disagree with that. We do have a philosophical difference.
What do you think of that idea?
You gotta love those ads too, of him debating Obama. What do you think of that ad?
Right. Well, I think that that's where he's going to go. I think he always moves to the left after the election. But the most important thing I didn't get to, he's going to transform America into two countries, a small number of people who pay taxes and a large number of people who don't work and are dependent upon the government, to create a permanent leftist socialist base in the United States.
All right, Dick Morris, always good to see you. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.